Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bible study. We are going to have a series of, I will say, Bible study. We are going to dig into miracles of Jesus, the miracles Jesus did while he was on this earth. And the one that really, I would say, was out of like regular, like each one he performed was different, and he was saying different words, and then because there are different categories, and the one that really stood out for me was healing this blind man that was blind from since he born like that, so he never seen the life, never seen anything that how people are looking, trees, nothing, and Jesus healed him. So let's see what we can learn. Jesus heals a man born blind. So we are in John 9 verses 1 to 12. As he went along, he saw a man blind from birth. This was Jesus as he went along. So he's walking and he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, because he is teaching his disciples about things around how it works and how, to heal and everything that they will learn. But now his disciples asking Jesus, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Okay. So the disciples knew that there is an ancestor's line of sin. We don't know. Sometimes I don't know what my ancestor did, but it's like a curse. So that whenever my ancestor did, it transferred from generation to generation. So we end up carrying our ancestors' sin with us, and we born. That's why it says we born in sin, and nobody is without except Jesus, who was man walking on the earth without sin was Jesus only. We born in sin. Why? Because it transferred from our ancestors' DNA. It transferred to us. Okay. Now that was a good question though, because my expectation probably was, when I read the Bible first, when I was a beginner, like reading the Bible, I would say like, because he's seen, like he's seen for sure, I wouldn't even think about ancestors. Sins can be transferred through the DNA, transfer from one. That's why when you go to the doctor and they ask, where is your history? You know, did your mom had, heart problems, diabetes, arthritis, you name it? And you say yes, they know you are prone to that. You may have it as well. So, because why? Because it transfer from DNA to DNA. So it transfer from the ancestors, like your parents, your grandparents, it transfer, to people back to this generation, the other generation. Okay, so that makes sense. And also ask if either it was his parents' sin, because, or his like parents or grandparents or his ancestors' sin, uh, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Well, first he cannot, because he born like that, he could not have seen because he was a baby. A baby cannot really sin, really. So either it was in the ancestor line, the way I see it, but will be surprised when it comes to Jesus to answer. Jesus answer, neither this man nor his parents sinned. Wow. So his being blind, it did not come from his generational curses that was transferred, neither that he did something that he born blind, which I said that was a little bit like how he can do something because he was a baby when he born and he was already blind. But, and let's see what Jesus will say. But this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. So it happened because at one point Jesus will come along and the works of God will be revealed because he's going to be set, I would say, free from blindness. He will see. It will be a miracle. A miracle will be done. Done, and then that everybody will see the works of God through this man. Verse 4, as long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me. So now he's talking about the Father in heaven. As long as it is day, as long as he is working, he doesn't refer to the day. It's as long as he's walking and he's doing the work of God. I say, we must do the work of him who sent me. He must do the work of God Almighty who sent him. As he still is on this earth. It's not referring to the day at all. Because look what it says, night is coming. So when he is gone, will be like night, will be the night. What we have in the night is like bad spirits, when no one can work. Because those bad spirits are oppressing over people that it's hard to work the work of God. That's why in the night people, like thieves are coming out and all bad things happen over the night. Okay, no one can work, but he's working because I say he was sent to for healing, miracles, signs and wonders while he was on this earth. Verse 5, while I'm in this world, I am the light of the world. So Jesus say about himself, while he's in the world, walking on this earth, he is the light of the world. So night or evil spirits, they cannot touch him because he is the light of the world. Wow. Now, this has two things. He is the light of the world because he lights in the darkness and the darkness can overcome him. The second meaning of this is he is the light. He gives, what is you can see with your eyes, you can see the light, right? He brings the light to your eyes that you can see as well. So it has two meanings. Let's go next. Interesting way he is healing this gentleman here, this man. After saying this, he spit on the ground. Wow, this is a weird way of healing somebody. Okay, now he, in the spit there is a part of DNA. So when even the detectors or like murderer and all that, they get from the spit, they can get from the saliva, they can get the DNA. And my dog is, I know I'm not bragging about that, but I have a very smart dog. When we go to the doggy park, he will not drink the water after all, even though I wash it very well, not with what I have like dishwasher soap. I'm washing with just water there. He will not drink it, no matter how much I wash that bowl that all the dogs drank from it, because in the saliva is DNA, is the DNA. Okay, so when Jesus spit on the ground, his DNA was there. And plus, all of us, we were made from the ground, from the dirt. Okay, so the dirt with Jesus DNA, okay, makes sense. And it's a made some mud with the saliva and put on the man's eyes. And he said, go, he told him, wash in the pool of Siloam, which means, Siloam means sent, the pool of the sent, like the one who sent you, because you were sent. Okay, so the man went and washed and came home seeing. All of a sudden, as soon as, so that with the DNA of Jesus and the ground that we were taking from the ground, from the dirt, open his vision. And this is a miracles you could not even think. You could not even, why wouldn't just say like be healed? It had to be this way. His neighbors, we're on verse 8, and I said just had to be in that specific. He's telling him exactly where to go, washing the pool of Siloam. It's just like a little narrow part where the little pool is like just like that. If you look on the internet, the pool of Siloam is just a small, maybe when they came, all out with the excavator and all, like they show us like just a small part like that. Well, not just like that, but it's much longer, but it's like narrow. It was narrow, it was a rectangle. It's has to be that specific pool because it's a scent, it meant that. And he was completely healed. Wow. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. His neighbors and those who had formerly seen him begging asked, wasn't this the same man who used to sit and beg? Some claim that he was. Others say no, he is only looks like him. But he himself insisted, I am the man. Because he looked different. You see, the eyes are like more like whitish. He can't see nothing, and all of a sudden you see color in the eyes. Now he see things like he's like instead of just going by the feelings, now he goes by the sight, and went home. And in the way home, people like the neighbors like no, it can't be him, because he born like that. But verse 10, how then were your eyes opened? They asked. And he replied, the man they called Jesus made some mud and put it on my eyes. He told me to go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, and then I could see. So it's also following directions. What Jesus told him, he did exactly. If you say like, what? Why should I go like home and wash my face there, and I could, see myself in the mirror? Or why could not go to the river? Or what could I go? It's closer there. Or, it's much cleaner, the water in my way, or the water in my, in the bottle of water, like he needed to follow direction exactly. And that is the faith in him. If he would not go and follow direction from Jesus, he will not be healed completely. He will not be healed at all. He will not be healed. He had to go to that specific one. Okay, and that's faith. And then obedience. You follow direction what Jesus told him. He followed exactly what Jesus told him, and is how he got healed. And then he asked, "Where is this man?" They asked him. "I don't know," he said. First, he couldn't see. He couldn't see who Jesus was. He just felt his hands on him and put like a balm, which was mud. Put like a balm on his eyes, and there he is. A miracle. Because Jesus' hands, like his hands, his DNA, and the dirt that we came from. He could just probably touch his hands or just say, "You're healed." But this had to be done in different way. And that was mad. But he couldn't see Jesus then. He just followed directions. And Jesus wants us to do the same thing. Even though we don't see him, we have to listen from directions. And as we listen and follow directions, and are we obedient and faithful and use our faith, we can see miracles will happen in our lives as well. So he couldn't see Jesus. He followed all these. When he got healed, Jesus was not any longer. He probably already passed, like he left. He was who knows in which city already. Till he went and washed himself in that pool of Siloam, and then got out and went towards home, and then a neighbor saw him. Jesus was already gone some time ago. And even though he would turn around, he wouldn't know because he was blind then when Jesus approached him. And God wants us to do the same thing. We hear his voice, we follow him, we be obedient in what he says, and follow direction, be faithful, and have faith that God has everything for us and will do good things for us, and we'll see miracles happen in our lives. So this concludes our Bible study. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoy it. And also, this could be like we are going to do different miracles all the time with Jesus. So we focus on miracles for some time. We call them miracles of Jesus. Until next time, I say goodbye. Goodbye now.